Welcome to 8 Unedited Minutes. Many people go about prospecting the wrong way. It's an all or nothing endeavor in the belief that every person is a prospective client reigns supreme. It's pitch after pitch after pitch. That's not how it works. I discuss strategies for creating profitable prospecting conversations in this episode with my guest, Susan MacConnell. Susan, who admittedly will say she is an introverted extrovert, is a natural born networker. When she is talking with someone, she will come up with a few people in her head that the other person needs to meet. With over 20 years of experience in outsourced sales and business development and delivering marketing tactics, she supported clients across 16 unique industries in improving lead generation and securing more speaking opportunities. We dive into topics such as when you meet a potential client, how to follow up with them without being too salesy, the quickest way to turn somebody off at a networking event and what to do instead, when to share your service offering in a first-time networking conversation, and more golden nuggets of advice. You're going to love this show. Susan, thank you for making the time to be here today for 8 Unedited Minutes. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. One of my absolute favorite topics and something I've designed almost my whole career on, networking. So
yeah, let's dive in as far as how to create meaningful connections and networking events. How did you discover how to do it the right way?
By going to so many and meeting so many people that don't even fit who I should be talking to. You learn how to do it right so that you're not wasting your time. It's fun. Let's see. When you get to an event, and it depends, like sometimes you go to an event where you're just meeting people randomly, and then sometimes you go to an event where you get to give your 1-minute pitch. So
yep.
in both circumstances, instead of having that person say to you, so what do? You first ask them what they do. So you listen. If you can, if not, you can go the other way with what I say. And then secondly, instead of going, hi, my name's Susan, I'm from Diversified Sales Solution, this is what I do, say, hey, what kind of challenges are you having in your business? See what they say. Start asking them questions. You know, if you could fix something in your business, what would it be? Like, get them going in a different direction. And then they might say, well, you know, I don't know how to network. Well, that's what I do. So
that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, instead of going into the pitch that we're this, that, and the other, change it up. Ask them questions. Learn more about them, because you don't know if they're going to good fit until you can talk to them and find out challenges. They may say, I'm a speaker, just like what you do. I'm a speaker, and you know, I'm really not that good even at networking events. And you know, you can dig up things from people by asking good questions and making it not about you, even though they want to learn about you. They learn through the questions that you ask. And it's I was taught that probably like 3 or 4 years ago, and before that I never did it. And it's be disruptive, like not super disruptive that you're like funny, but like I said, think of and like write up a little script. And I have one for one of my clients that I use when I go to networking events. I write up a script of, you know, questions to ask somebody when you meet them. And guess what? If they don't have any of your challenges, it's super nice to meet you.
When you talk about yourself, what do you say?
When I get to questions, so that's what we do. I help people learn how to network, or I help people improve their business by putting business development strategies in place, or helping them with their LinkedIn profile, whatever it is that I'm there to talk about, because I tend to go to networking events and have different clients. So I got to learn different people. But as soon as they say that's, you know, as soon as they tell me a challenge, I go, that's what we do. I work with Mindset Go, and we do training, coaching, and consulting all around becoming a better communicator. So you can add in your little pitch, but it's after you talk to them and find out what it is that they need. Because they may not need you, and so maybe who cares if they really know you, to be honest. You can just have a great conversation. You can just go through question after question after question, and you know, you can figure out if they're a consultant. You can figure out if they're in your target market by your questions. Like really, if you craft your questions well, you may not even have to get there, and you can like move on and say, and they may know someone else to introduce you to.
So how do you follow up? It seems to be sometimes non-existent in the networking world. People collect so many cards that it's too many to even follow up with. When you find someone that could be a meaningful connection, how do you follow up without being too salesy in the follow-up?
Oh yeah, that's cool. So first of all, I think when you walk into a networking event in your headspace, you want to say, I don't need to meet everybody in the room. If I find 2 or 3 good connections that kind of either A can become an alliance partner, which is mostly what you're going to find when you go to a networking event, or a referral partner, someone that maybe not be as closely aligned, but will think of you. And then in the last case, you may find a client. It has happened, but I would say not as often, depending upon the event you're going to. When you get their cards, first thing I do is connect on LinkedIn. Nice to meet you. And then secondly, based on that conversation that you had with them and how you left it, do you mind if I send you some information? And they'll say yes, or if they say no, or they're not, interested, just one, you say, thanks, it was nice to meet you. I connect on LinkedIn and you move on. But if they have those challenges, you follow up to the challenges. Well, can I send you some material on that challenge? Because you have something to talk about with them once you learn what they need.
And you're actually helping, if I hear you right, you're actually helping solve problems. You're not selling, I mean, in the traditional sense of the word, at least. Would that be correct?
That's what sales is, really. And that's what networking is. You're solving a problem for someone that hopefully can help you, that you can help. And if you can't solve that problem for them, it's a problem that they have, you can refer them to someone in your network. You become a source for people. And that's kind of a cool thing to be too. People come to me, I found, just because and I'm the weird networker where I get somewhere and I'm talking to someone and in my head, I'm already thinking about other people I can introduce them to. And you've witnessed that from me.
Yeah.
And so I found 3 people jobs, but I never really, I did get a dinner at one of them. But you gotta have a real connection, and you can't just spit out like hi, I'm Susan, I'm from Diversified Sales Solutions, I'm an outsourced, you know what I mean? Because they're not listening. As soon as you hit that mode, they're not listening. Have a real conversation, make it more natural, ask questions, find out how you can help them, because it may not be you. And then so whether you should follow up as soon as you walk away from the conversation. You always want to connect with everybody that you meet on LinkedIn, and send a thank you message. If you need to take it further, you take it to email, maybe send them some things, ask if you can, put them on your newsletter, solve their problems, or if, that problem's deep enough that they want to meet, you can kind of send them down the email path and connect. You're not too salesy if you're solving their problems, right?
I don't think so. I mean, I think people will gladly pay money. If they have a problem you can make go away, people will gladly pay money. I know I do. If I have a problem, I'll pay to make it go away.
Right. And that's what's fun about it. It makes the networking fun because you're not so nervous about your pitch and what you're going to say. Because what you're going to say is going to come out differently almost every time, except for your questions. Kind of have a couple of questions that you want to walk in, and then you have to learn how to ask what's called the question behind the question, which is digging deeper, which is a sales technique, but it's fabulous for networking as well. And just know that you're not always going to want to go down that path with people, but you end up meeting more qualified people.
Definitely. Oh my God, definitely. I mean, and we've covered a lot of ground in a short period of time when it comes to making meaningful connections at networking events. We talked about a few things, whether it's reinforcing something you said or something maybe you haven't touched on yet. If you were to say do at least this one thing above all, what would you tell people to do for the networking world for meaningful relationships?
Make it about them and not about you. Who cares if you give them your pitch? Find a question or find a way to help them. It may not be you, because if you're offering help and solving their problems, you'll figure out it'll be natural progression. And it makes it easier for you. Like I said, takes the pressure off. And everybody, I'm a natural networker. Oh, here, let's show this book. The Super Connector, great book. Can you see it?
Yep.
He's a great guy, Ryan is. And it kind of gives you ideas also in that book on how to network. And it makes it less, people are anxious. Most people that go to networking makes are anxious. Yep. They're like, it's a weird dynamic, unless you're one of those people that go to a lot of networking events.
Of course. So if people want to find you online, where's the best place to go, or places, if the case might be?
The best place to find me online is on LinkedIn. Message me, Susan MacConnell, and also one of the founders of Smarketing Connect. And that whole idea of networking is how Smarketing Connect evolved. Having marketing professionals meet each other because they're their best referral sources.
Thank you so much for the time. This has been great, Susan.
Yeah, fun. Love it. Love networking.
And scene.